Okay.
You know, sometimes technology just does not like me. It doesn't like us. I know that much. I don't know
Just like
why.
anybody.
Yeah. S- We'll try this again. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
It's cold. Oh yeah!
Take two.
Take two. Sorry for the technical difficulties, folks. It seems to have outlined our week.
It's cold.
It's bleeping cold. Welcome back to the Wacky Wednesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. And while Father O'Shaughnessy gets himself resituated and we get ourselves resituated, another coaching signing took place. Pennywise.
Yeah.
Of all the coaches available for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I borrow from the legend that is Chiseled Adonis, you could have gone young like everyone else. You could have had Sean McDermott from the Buffalo Bills. And you go with Mike bleeping McCarthy.
You know.
Who was fired? Thank you, Miss Morris. Who was fired from his last two positions, mind you.
Yep.
Keep that in mind, Pittsburgh. Mike McCarthy was fired from his last two coaching positions.
Right.
The Pittsburgh Steelers have only had 3 coaches in their entire history. Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and Mike Tomlin. For the 4th time, they are selecting a new head coach. And it's Mike McCarthy. Mike Fat Ass McCarthy. Mike Pennywise McCarthy. As Jaguar Gator 9 says best, Mike McCarthy, Mike McCarthy, Mike McCarthy.
Mike McCarthy.
Mike bleeping McCarthy. And again, I borrow from Jaguar Gator 9, who's a very dear friend of mine and a popular YouTuber. I'm sorry, what?
Oh,
Say it right. Thank you.
Whenever I'm feeling down,
Yes.
I go back to watching the 2025 NFL draft, particularly our coverage of it. You, me, and Mr. Bay were covering
We did the
the
first
draft.
round of the
We did the
draft.
first round.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the funniest part of that night
Bay going completely off.
was when the Pittsburgh Steelers picked a defensive tackle over Shadur Sanders. And I sat there and I started laughing. We all started laughing. We all started laughing.
We did.
And I thought, they can't be stupider than this. Like, this was a dumb decision. But there's no way they can make an even dumber decision than this.
And
then just this
then
past week,
this happened.
the Pittsburgh Steelers hired as their new head coach Mike McCarthy, who I unaffectionately call Pennywise the Dancing Clown. You wonder why, right? You wonder why. Just go back to a couple years ago. Divisional round. Cowboys versus the San Francisco 49ers. And the idiot play of all idiot plays.
I stop you for a moment with a question.
Go ahead.
Which one?
Where you take Ezekiel Elliott, our running back, and place him at center. And then the Niners call timeout.
Yes.
They literally gave us a chance to think about it.
Gave you an extra 45 seconds.
They literally gave us an extra chance to think about it. And we went with the exact same play. This is who you're going to have? I mean, what are you going to have now? You're going to have Aaron Rodgers line up at tight end, McCarthy? Is that what's going to happen? Someone has to help me understand this.
I can't.
I mean, we know about Aaron Rodgers and how he stuck a roller coaster up his own backside.
Yes.
This is like the Pittsburgh Steelers' entire front office taking a mint of freshly made quarters, sticking up their own behind because they wanted to do this. What do they expect out of this? I'm going to ask you, what do they expect Mike bleeping McCarthy to do with an aged group like the Pittsburgh Steelers offense?
I have no answer. I guess they're trying to be the 49ers under Jim Tom Sula back in the late 2010s.
But they don't have Jim Tom Sula. They have Pennywise. The talent level is not the same.
Yeah, our talent level wasn't the same at the time. And Tom Sula, and for those of you who don't know, in 49er history, Tom Sula was the coach that preceded Kyle Shanahan. But Mike McCarthy will coach one of the proudest franchises ever and turn it into a laughingstock.
You got to think about this.
He's going to turn this, and they're not going to draft a quarterback.
No.
They're not going to be smart enough to draft a quarterback.
It's not just that. They don't have the draft. They don't have the draft position to get a quarterback that's serviceable.
Looking at the chat as we go along.
I see it.
All the lagging jokes are just flying in. Pizzle's with us. The dog's with us in the chat. He can't be with us because of technical reasons. And Damien started all this. Said dog lagging like his Boston Red Sox trying to make the playoffs. And then this dog lagging like the New York Jets getting the right coach to fix their problems. That'll never happen. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get here for that. Dog is lagging like the Pittsburgh Steelers hiring Mike bleeping McCarthy.
I mean,
how do you hire? Why? First of all, why is McCarthy still hireable?
I have no idea.
What happened at Levi's Stadium 3 years ago?
You have that. He got clowned by the Packers.
48 points, mind you. 48 points.
Yes. Yes. 48 points. Got clowned by the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go after that. You go to the Cowboys. And I don't want to hear, oh, he had some great seasons with the Cowboys. He got to playoff games. I don't care. When you have 4 years ago, where somebody apparently didn't know that you had to let the referee, touch the ball before you can start another play, which I put at the feet of McCarthy. No, I put at the feet of Pennywise. And then after that,
and you never wanted to say his full name.
No.
Because it would be an insult to our own Ryan McCarthy, who you'll hear from later.
I have too much respect for Mr. McCarthy to ever think that clown has any type of last name relation with him. Now.
Nope.
Then you go to 3 years ago, where said dumb play happened, with Ezekiel Elliott being the center and getting blown up in the process.
Azeez Al-Shaair.
And then...
And the bad part is the Niners only had 2 men on the line.
And then he gets to the wild card and gets blown out by his old team in Green Bay.
Green Bay Packers hang 48 points on him. 27 in the first half.
In the words of Michael B. Jordan in the movie Black Panther, is this your king? Is this your king? This is who you're hanging your future on, Pittsburgh. This guy.
Damian, let me say something here. Mike McCarthy is not a quarterback guru. Get out of here with that mess. He knows how to develop a quarterback and fix an offense, then explain the latter part of Aaron Rodgers.
Explain what happened with Dak Prescott.
You read my mind. Explain Dak bleeping Prescott.
Look at the difference between how he was under McCarthy and then how he is under Schottenheimer.
And you know what?
And Damian, I wouldn't be surprised if you're correct.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
The Steelers.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers make a deal with the devil called the Cleveland Browns and trade for Shedeur Sanders.
Question is, what would the Browns get?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Question is, what would the Browns get? What would the Browns get?
What they've had since 1999.
Nothing. Nothing. I mean, if last year didn't prove anything, the Browns' worst enemy are draft picks.
And our friend Bay, who muted his microphone during said draft that we covered and cussed his brains out.
Yes.
They made their selection.
I made the bad joke that night.
You did.
One of the jokes I made was you were talking about I think they had another pick they got an early pick in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, it might salvage it. And that first thing I said is, what if they draft a punter? It's something the Browns would do if you think about it. The Browns would just mess around and draft a punter.
It would be.
And Bay said, if that happens,
it would be something that they do.
Bay said, if that happens, I will drive up to Cleveland and act like they killed my puppy.
He's originally from Ohio.
Yeah.
He's originally from Ohio.
He said, and I will act like they killed my puppy. Obvious John Wick reference.
Yes.
But it's just like the Pittsburgh Steelers, are they trying to become the laughing stock? Are they trying to fight against Cleveland to become the biggest clown in the AFC? Is that what's going on?
A missed kick put them in the playoffs. And then they got clowned by Houston. And Damian says, at least the Steelers didn't hire Pete Carroll and sign Geno Smith. Leave Geno Smith to his own wiles, okay?
I'm sorry, Napoleon. I know exactly where that went.
I know. I apologize to Napoleon also.
I'm sorry, Napoleon. I know that was a low shot.
And Pizzle provides the best question.
Mm-hmm.
We live in a world where Bill Belichick, aka Chapel Bill, thank you, Playmaker, is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, and Shedeur Sanders
Is in the Pro Bowl.
is a Pro Bowler.
Is in the Pro Bowl. Yep.
Give me this button right now.
What are we doing?
If the Pro Bowl has not lost all credibility, it has now. I'm trying to figure out, like, what did they see to make him a Pro Bowler? Because he barely played. I think he only played maybe like what, half the season,
If that.
or a third.
What are we doing?
I don't know, Deets. I don't know.
What are we doing?
But it's like
Shedeur Sanders. We may as well go here. Shedeur Sanders is a Pro Bowler. We live in a world where Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, where the Steelers settle for Mike bleeping McCarthy.
mm-hmm.
And Shedeur Sanders
Is a Pro Bowler.
is a Pro Bowler.
He's in the Pro Bowl.
He's in the Pro Bowl.
I mean, it's flag
Speaking
football,
of
so
the Pro Bowl, I got some
it
thoughts.
kind of works. It's flag football, so it kind of works. So
Yeah.
I only get so mad. Let's like
Here, give me this button. I don't have to say it in the camera because everybody is going audio until we get our laugh fixed. But
okay.
I think it's time we tell the Pro Bowl bye-bye.
Yes.
Because instead of it being a Pro Bowl game, it's a set of games. Now, I understand being worried about injuries and everything like that, which brought on this frivolity, which brought on the Pro Bowl basically being the NBA All-Star game, except with pads and helmets, where the final score was like 55-46 or something.
And it's not even used. They're not used anymore. It's flag football. They don't even need the pads anymore.
It's not. It's at all. It's not used. The Pro Bowl needs to go the hell away.
Please.
Because they have taken it and turned it into a child's game.
A clown show.
And it's a clown show.
Heck, Antonio Brown will fit right in.
They started having to move it around because our stadium is the pits.
Is that why they moved it around?
So you don't get the chance. What's up, Royston? I know I'm still lagging, but this time I'm going to power through it.
Okay.
The Pro Bowl, as the dog says, ain't what it used to be.
It's not
it gave it some awesome moments. It has. Like the last step between Jeff Saturday and Peyton Manning, among others. How do I describe the Pro Bowl right now?
Trays.
It's like saying Ben Simmons is an all-star.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how bad the Pro Bowl has gotten. And now the ultimate, well, one moment thereof, tomfoolery. Thank you, was like, my brain's not working. Insult.
Mm-hmm.
The ultimate insult. Shedeur Sanders is a Pro Bowler. Now, granted, he's on the team to replace Drake May, who was playing for something very significant. We like
Call a title.
But you replace Drake May with Shedeur Sanders. You couldn't get another AFC quarterback. Hell, I'll even take Aaron Rodgers so we can see sunset and leave us alone.
Aaron Rodgers. Heck, I would have taken Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
Josh Allen's right there. He ain't playing. Use Josh Allen. Trevor Lawrence. I'm pretty sure those guys are Pro Bowlers too.
Trevor Lawrence.
But no.
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud. I'll take him.
Yeah,
Really
you know what,
would.
Damien? I'll give it to you, but I think they already have their guy for the NFC. But I'd take Caleb Williams as a Pro Bowler quarterback
Caleb, I'll give you that.
over Shedeur Sanders.
Matter of fact, AFC Pro Bowl quarterbacks. The initial list of Pro Bowl quarterbacks from the AFC are Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, and Drake May. Due to injuries and Super Bowl participation, replacements were added, including rookie Shedeur Sanders.
Why not Lamar Jackson? Why not?
Shedeur Sanders. This is the stupid. The Pro Bowl needs to go away. The process therein needs to go away. It all needs to go to blank away.
It needs to go away.
The Pro Bowl needs to be abolished. Once
Badman Deets
for
is
all.
here.
Trevor Lawrence should have been.
Hey, what's up, guys?
So
What's up, Deets?
I'll ask Deets. Deets, your thoughts on who I should call Pennywise now being a Pittsburgh Steelers head coach. What's your thoughts on Mike McCarthy and his move to Pittsburgh?
I don't know how these guys keep getting recycled. And I mean, in this league, everybody seems to just go everywhere. So it's not unshot. It's not, it's not shocking, but in a way, it's kind of deflating. It's kind of like we're always looking for the next coach, and the next coach seems to be, oh, well, this guy hasn't coached in a couple of years. We'll try him out.
It's just I go back to 2023 and the dumbest play I've ever seen on a Cowboys field or in a Cowboys team, because they were actually in Santa Clara, were they not, Snowman?
Yes.
They were in
This was
Santa Clara.
Yeah.
So you have Ezekiel Elliott, your star running back, getting clobbered as a center. Why? And this is who you're going to choose, Pittsburgh? I just don't.
I mean,
I'll use the line you said before, Victor. This is your king.
This is your king? I just don't.
I mean,
understand that.
I'll say it again. Sean McDermott was right there.
Yes.
Sean McDermott was right there. But no.
well, there's a lot of Sean McDermott talk that This could be another one of those 4D chess moves,
Mm-hmm.
and we could be seeing him as Deb Wickens' new head coach.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, no.
Wait, they're
Oh,
moving from
God.
Silianni? They're moving away from Silianni?
That's the running theme right now. That if the Eagles flop again next year, he could be out, and Sean McDermott, who was the former defensive coordinator for the Eagles,
Would be
could
in.
move right in. So that's the prolonged theory right now.
I see.
Prolonged.
Because I mean, there's no reason why Sean McDermott should not be being moved in for all these jobs. I mean, and then like we talked about it all last week. Guy had 6 years in a row, 10+ wins, division championships.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was, and then the reasons given for his firing was, we just felt like the team needed a new direction.
Not saying anything.
I mean,
And the losing
you can't make up a bigger. That press conference was absolutely
Horrible.
it was an absolute circus. You have the GM.
Bean.
Yeah, I was going to say Billy Bean, but it's another Bean. It's another Bean who's a GM. But no, yeah, you have Bean, the GM, stand up in front of everybody and say, I take full responsibility for the loss in Denver. Yet Sean McDermott just got fired and you just got promoted.
Right.
That doesn't sound like responsibility to me.
No,
Doesn't
it
sound
does
like
not.
to me either.
That sounds like you threw somebody else under the bus, and now you're coming out and trying to tell me something different.
Right.
Threw him under the bus and then ran him over.
Right.
And then backed up and did it again.
They hit him. Yeah, it hit him twice on the way out.
Damien's comment reads, I think the only reason why the Steelers hired Mike McCarthy is because they're waiting on Marcus Freeman. Are you kidding me?
I think the reason why I did is because he's from Pittsburgh.
Are you kidding me, Damien?
Because when I found out that McCarthy was from Pittsburgh, I'm like, oh, that's
Well, there's no. I mean, there's no weight on Marcus Freeman. Marcus Freeman. You don't have to do anything for Marcus Freeman.
I'm waiting for the Pittsburgh Steelers to say that the defensive coordinator is Wiz Khalifa because Pittsburgh.
I mean, if they wanted Marcus Freeman, they would have just gone and got Marcus Freeman right now. It's not like Marcus Freeman is tied to anything. He wouldn't have to. You wouldn't have to pay Notre Dame a buyout in the contract because if you get an NFL job, there's no buyout.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only time you have to pay a buyout is if he took another college job.
Right.
Which doesn't matter. Which wouldn't matter. The Steelers would just go out and, Steelers would have brought him in. I mean, what better time to leave Notre Dame than right now for Marcus Freeman?
Absolutely.
When you're coming off not getting picked and whatever. So,
right.
I don't think that's any move on their part. And if Marcus Freeman is gonna leave Notre Dame, it's gonna be in the next 2 to 3 years. So you're kind of stuck with McCarthy.
Mm-hmm. Freeman's sticking around for a while with Notre Dame.
Right. He's already got as cushy of a job. I mean, he's got the highest. Yeah, he's got the best job in college football as far as being able to make the most. He's able to make the most money where he is. So it's as close to NFL money as you can get.
And he got a big bonus since he brought his team to the playoff last year, and on the brink of a national championship.
Right.
Yeah, he got paid. He got paid again, and so
He's not leaving.
It's kind of a lateral move. So
yep, he's not leaving South Bend.
nah.
He is not leaving South Bend. But to close up my take before Dietz came in, it's like, to throw a little salt in the wound. With the McCarthy hiring, you know what they need to say right now?
We do not care.
That's Snowman's take. What's yours? After the break, you heard correctly. Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. And
Dietz, you have a question?
I don't have any. I know exactly why, but we'll talk about it when we get back.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner. Go.
Excellent. Soccer is fun. Yeah, I saw you guys out there.
Owen, let's talk for a second.
Hi, Ellen. Come on in.
When you came into my life, it was a whirlwind.
I just can't do it.
It'll come to you.
It won't.
We had a lot to learn about each other. A lot. Hey, that's good. Things were changing so quickly. We didn't know what the future would hold. Any of us. I just wish you felt more at home now. But we knew you would always be a part of it. Adopting you was the best decision in our life. And I am so proud to call you my son.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Because we take this job so serious.
And Father O'Shaughnessy need to go to hell. That's what he needs.
What did Father O'Shaughnessy do?
I quit. We're done here. I'm done. We're out of here.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Poor Father O'Shaughnessy.
Speaking of Father O'Shaughnessy, we'll hear from him in a moment. But Dietz, think he said before the break, knows the exact reason why Bill Belichick is not a Hall of Famer. And that reason is?
Please tell me.
It's because journalists are petty.
Thank you. That's where I was going. That's exactly where I was going.
There's no other reason. There's no other reason. Guy won more Super Bowls than any other coach. I coached in more Super Bowls than any other coach.
Mm-hmm.
The guy did everything you can think of, and never did it with the greatest team, the greatest team ever assembled. It always did it with, until he retired, until he got to the 6 Super Bowls. Did it with Tom Brady, a sixth round draft pick backup quarterback.
If there's ever been a bigger reason for the NFL, for the Pro Football Hall of Fame to stop being voted on by reporters. I said this when it was Terrell Owens. I've said this when it's Roger Craig, and I'm saying it now with Bill Belichick. It's like having Phil Jackson, who as a head coach has won 11 titles, and they're saying, you need to wait a year. You're not good enough for a first ballot. We just want you as a second ballot. What are we doing?
It is people who everybody in that everybody. I don't care. I don't care if you voted yes. I don't care if you voted no. Everybody on that committee should be they should be gone. They should be off that committee, and there should be brand new people in, because there is no one looks at the career of Bill Belichick and knows he's not a Hall and can say with a straight face he's not a Hall of Fame.
Right.
Well, apparently Bill.
There's no way.
There's no way. There's no way.
There's no way. There's no way he should not be a Hall of Famer.
6 championships. He's the premier coach of coaches.
He's the king of Super Bowls.
And you're not. No. This has to do with a lot of these quote unquote controversies that they keep bringing up, Spygate, Deflategate, all that, and they're trying to find ways to discredit what he's done.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it when he was coaching. They couldn't get him. They couldn't get him. They couldn't get him. They couldn't get him on Deflategate. They couldn't get him on all of these certain things. And now they say, now we can hold your feet to the fire, and because now we can hold something over you. And it's like, we all know he's a Hall of Famer. Get out. Anyone who's watched football over the last 30 years knows he's a Hall of Fame coach.
Exactly.
Damien says, did Bill win the Pats those Super Bowls, or did Tampa Bay or Tom Brady win those Super Bowls? Because let's be real here. If Bill did all of that,
they won them together. They cannot be separate. They cannot be separated.
Exactly.
They cannot be separated. You cannot separate one from the other. Yes, so Tom Brady went down to Tampa Bay and won a Super Bowl, and Bill Belichick didn't win one without Tom Brady. That's fine. But you know what? Bill Belichick brought Tom Brady in there. Bill Belichick, they won the games behind Bill Belichick. You cannot separate one from the other.
I'll add this to Damien. I'll add this to Damien's comment. After Drew Bledsoe was hit by Mo Lewis, he trusted Tom Brady the rest of the way, and the rest, as we know, is history. So as Zeke said, Damien, they did it together.
I do not like this idea
Bill
of trying
Parcells
to
did with Phil Simms, just like Bill Parcells did with Jeff Hostetler, just like Tom Coughlin did with Eli Manning, just like Bill Walsh did with Joe Montana. They did it together. You can't separate. You can't separate them. You can't separate them. You can try, but you can't separate them.
I do not like this idea of
right,
saying, this is one person. It's like, no, you guys do it together. Because if Brady doesn't have guidance from Belichick, he doesn't win.
And we wouldn't know who Bill Belichick is Except for the fact that he resigned, and thank God he did, from coaching the New York Jets.
I mean,
in one day, in 24 hours,
it's like saying,
overnight. That was a great move.
And he was the defensive coordinator. And he was the defensive coordinator for the New York Giants.
It's like, who really won those championships for the Bulls? Was it Phil Jackson or was it Michael Jordan? They worked together.
They worked together. The whole team worked together. From the bottom of the top 99 says Grand Rising Snowman from H-Town. Thank you very much. So we got Houston here checking out the show, and Royce and Gibbs. Bill Belichick was part of the Giants lineage too. Bill Parcells. Yeah, Bill Parcells. Belichick was the Giants defensive coordinator in the late 80s and the early 90s.
I mean, we're not sitting here and we're not sitting here talking about whether or not Bill Belichick is the greatest coach of all time. We're not talking about that. We're talking about whether he is look at all the other coaches who are in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
And if you're telling me Bill Belichick is not one of them, I don't know what football you've been watching.
I go back to what I've asked.
I don't know which game. I don't know which game of football you're watching. If you can sit there and say, nah, he's not. But Snowman, we know who these people are. We know who these voters are.
Yeah.
These voters are the same people that have sat there for how many years and have said, oh yeah, Roger Craig's not a Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
These are people we know. They pick people they like. They pick people they don't like.
It's what I've asked so many times. What constitutes a Hall of Fame career? What constitutes a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, that's the question that needs to be asked. That's the question. What constitutes a Hall of Famer?
Because it seems like the goalpost has moved back more and more and more and more and more every single time this comes up. Roger Craig, we know, should have already been in the Hall of Fame years ago. Creator of the 1,000 seasons.
Should have been the class of 98.
But no, because reasons.
And we still don't know exactly what those reasons are.
How long did it take Charles Haley to get it? How long did it take Charles Haley to get it into the Hall of Fame? Talking about a guy who led two teams to back-to-back dynasties.
I mean, you look at T.O.
In fact, the coaches listen to some of the names that are names of coaches that are in the Hall of Fame. I'll go down the list: Don Shula, George Halas, Tom Landry, Chuck Noll, Vince Lombardi, Bill Walsh, Paul Brown, John Madden, Joe Gibbs, Tom Flores, Tony Dungy.
There you go.
And then you add Bill Cowher, Jimmy Johnson, Dick Vermeil, and Don Air Coryell. Those are all the coaches in the Hall of Fame. They all made significant impact in the NFL. And you want to tell me Bill Belichick hasn't made a significant impact in the NFL?
Right.
24 years as a head coach, 10 Super Bowl appearances, 6 wins in the Super Bowl. Come on, man.
Okay, in response to what Damian said, did the Angels coach get caught in a cheating scandal? They probably have been accused of a cheating scandal, but has there ever been any proof that those scandals really existed? We're still looking for information about Spygate.
Yeah,
right,
about
Spygate. For proof of Spygate.
Oh no! We interrupt this rant for a little bit of comedy.
Okay.
The Cleveland Browns are hiring former Ravens offensive coordinator Todd Monken.
Who?
Thank you. I don't even have to complete the sentence.
What?
I'm sorry.
I don't even have to. Like I said, I don't even.
Wait,
have to,
former Raiders offensive coordinator.
Ravens.
Ravens offense. All right, former Ravens offensive coordinator.
Who doomed Derrick Henry and wrapped up Lamar Jackson.
This proves the season's upside down.
Hi-ho.
First of all, Well, first, I'm not singing it today. First of all, who in the vital blue hell is Todd Monken?
I have no idea.
All right, so that leaves what? That leaves one job. That leaves one job left open in Arizona.
I thought it was Todd Monkey when you said it.
That leaves one.
He's
That
going
leaves
to look
one
like a
job
monkey
open.
by the end of the season.
That leaves one job left open, right?
I think so.
Oh my God, that network's going to have a field day.
Oh boy.
That network's going to have a field day.
Oh,
There's one job. There's one job left open. Brian Flores didn't get hired anywhere, right?
Right. Two, Raiders and Arizona. But I think the Raiders
All right, so
didn't they?
So Raiders and Arizona. That's still two jobs. Still, look at how many coaching jobs have been filled, and I'll say it. Not a single African American head coach.
Right.
For all the jobs that we got, not a single talk of, hey, they're bringing so and so in. They're bringing this guy in. They're bringing that guy in. Nope. Haven't heard a word. So,
which proves, and I'll say it for you, Deej, which proves how much of a crock this Rooney Rule is.
Yeah, the Rooney Rule is the most garbage. It's the most garbage rule in sports.
It's what I've said before. They do it to check a box. They don't do it to
That's
really
all they do
see
it for.
if that person is viable or qualified to be a coach. They do it to check a box, and it's like, you really think there's only one black person every year that is qualified to be a head coach? You don't think
And
there's
it's the
any
same.
more?
And something Deets said before, it's the same names that keep floating around all the time. Brian Flores, Eric Bieniemy, a couple of others. That's it.
Right. It's like, throw your net out wider.
Nothing is more laughable than Phillip Rivers, who just retired. What, like a month ago?
Yeah.
Yep, a second time.
He got an interview
with the
Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
For a head coaching job without any experience. What does that say to every single position coach? What does that say to every other coach that's had to take a job at Norfolk State or one of these Division I schools that, hey, they need to, and everybody says, well, they don't have the experience. Well, this guy just retired a month ago, and he walked right into the door and got an interview. Got into an interview, and if you don't think that matters, it's not about this job; it's about the next job.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh, they interviewed this guy last time. Let's bring him in and see what's going on. But again, that was the whole point of the Rooney Rule, was to get people in the door, and it's gotten nobody in the door.
It's gotten nobody in the door because they
gotten nobody. Matter of fact, it hasn't only gotten them in the door; it's gotten them shoved out the door.
I'm gonna say this. It's not that the rule is garbage. It's the way that the rule has been utilized is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's only like at least one black person should be. It shouldn't just be just at least one. You should be having 10, 15, 20. It should be like opening and widening the nets. If you got to go to the college ranks, go to the college ranks. But the fact that you're only leaving it at one, which means everyone's say, "Oh, we did one.
Mm-hmm.
We interviewed one person."
And they're so proud when they do it.
Right.
Yeah, it's not the rule. It's not the rule. It's the fact that it was needed. It was needed at a time, and now it's been exploited. Now it's exploited.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We could say the same thing, and we'll have Allie on later on in the week. It's the same thing as Title IX. It was needed at a time, and now it's just exploited.
It's like it's the biggest virtue signal in football. It's the biggest virtue signal in football, and it's really sad because you're only interviewing these guys so you can check a box. You're not really looking at these guys to be your next head coach that could probably get you to a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Damien asks, is the Ravens job still open? No, Jesse Minter has filled that spot.
Right.
Jesse Minter was hired by the Ravens. But these teams don't do their due diligence. They do it to check a box and appease the rule.
Right.
But they really don't dig. They really don't do what they're supposed to do.
They don't care to dig. They don't.
We got a few minutes, so let's have Father O'Shaughnessy have the floor.
Please.
Oh, my children, it is time to go to church in the house in New England. Unfortunately, Sister Lynch isn't here to play any music for us, but I'm sure that my words will be strong enough for that. I do not understand for the life of me why Coach Belichick, with all of his glory, is not in the Hall of Fame. I mean, it's baffling to me why this is even going on in the first place. You look at all the coaches in the Hall of Fame, and he should be right there with them. Sister Lynch decided to come in and just go deep into it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. Apparently, it was one of the former general managers of a team that said that Belichick should wait a year because of Spygate. Who in the blue hell thought it was a good idea to have morals this late in somebody's career?
Apparently,
I'm baffled by this.
That makes a couple of us.
This man has 300. This man has over 330 wins combined between the regular season and the playoffs. He's got 6 Super Bowl rings. If you hold Belichick out for this reason, are you going to hold Tom Brady out for this reason too?
Probably.
That's how it has to be looked at.
They better not.
No. No, they won't. They won't. Because Tom Brady's part of the crew now.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That is true.
Tom Brady's part of the media. Tom Brady's part of the media now. There's no way. And again, that's why I'm saying all the people that voted. I don't care if you voted yes or no. I don't care if you voted yes or no. Get out.
Fired.
Just get out. You're not. If you tell me you voted on that committee, if you tell me you voted on that committee, I don't care. Get out. Get out. Yeah, we need new people in here. We need new people. We need new eyeballs in here.
Need new blood.
OWT out.
OWT out.
Where is Vince
McMahon?
Where is Vince McMahon when we need him? Hang on a second. Let me go grab him. Hang on. You're fired. Oh, thank you, Vince. But the point is, this is absolutely ridiculous.
It is.
Of all the asinine things that happen to somebody, I mean, yes, we know he's still coaching in the college ranks, but there's really no chance he's going to come back up to the NFL.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't get it. I
It
really
doesn't
just
matter.
don't get
It
it.
doesn't matter if he comes back. It doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if he comes back to the NFL. I mean, it doesn't. Once your career's been over for a while, he could get elected in and still take a job.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That it has nothing to do with whether or not you're hireable again.
Is abject Tom
The other big question that people have been bringing up that I've noticed is the fact of, did Belichick's media presence also hurt him? Because apparently the cold shoulder and just not giving much of an answer might have actually hurt.
That's exactly the reason. That's exactly the reason why these guys don't get in is the media members that wanted to get an interview with Bill Belichick, and we all know he's famous for not giving them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All those guys that got shunned, they said, "Oh well, I'm going to hold this over you," and
then that's more reason for them to get out, because that shouldn't matter.
That should not affect. I mean, I brought it up before. That's the sole reason they kept Charles Haley out for a long time, because he was surly to the media, because he didn't treat the media like a Ray Lewis or like, you know, one of these other guys that's been to 6 Super Bowls.
Well,
Like,
again,
give me a break, dude.
The thing is,
And
what
it's the
should
same way
matter-
with, and
But-
it's the same way with Roger Craig because the media didn't like him.
Yeah.
So again, let's go back to what should matter is what happens on the field. Nothing
On
else
the
should matter when
field.
it comes to Hall of Fame contention. I don't care if you want to have a beer with this guy. Did this guy win?
And Bill Belichick,
Brother Victor, I hate to tell you something, but that's common sense, and apparently that doesn't exist in Hall of Fames.
Yeah, the detective tells me that all the
common
time.
sense were, if common sense were common,
The
that's
detective
all I
always tells
gotta
me
say.
that if common sense were common, TAM wouldn't exist, but here we are.
Oh, don't be bringing that name up in this house. It'll burn the place to the ground.
No comment.
And that just says what dog the quote dog says everything you need to know. In anonymous GM.
Okay, say it again, Father O'Shaughnessy, for the people in the back pews.
It was a former general manager that decided to say direct quote that Bill Belichick should wait a year, and the idea was actually floated.
And that's absolute absolute garbage because that GM would hire Bill Belichick tomorrow if they had a head coaching opening and Bill Belichick walked into the building. He would hire him tomorrow to coach his team.
He would hire spot.
I wonder if that general manager is the general manager of a team in the AFC East. I wonder. I wonder.
The dog just handed me a note. It's not an AFC East general manager. He handed me a note after doing some research. It was actually a former Colts general manager.
Going back to the big war between the Colts and
the
Pats in the AFC.
That says all you need to know. I mean, you're telling me if Bill Belichick walked into the Colts organization right now and said, "I want to coach this team," they wouldn't bend over backwards to get Bill Belichick in there. Get out of here.
They do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
it would jettison Shane.
Matter of fact, Snowman, this name may actually ring a bell to you. It's Bill Polian.
It does ring a bell to me.
It was that joker because apparently he also has a vault and he decided to shove his own head up his own arse.
More like the case.
That does ring a bell to me.
And that's a sad thing because Bill Polian's a guy. I mean, built the Buffalo Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Built the Buffalo Bills. Took the Buffalo Bills to 4 straight championships.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you didn't win them. Bill Belichick went to Super Bowls and won them.
And won. Mm-hmm.
And won. Novel concept, right?
He went to very novel concept.
It just doesn't make sense that this is where you go to say, yeah, we don't want him. But Shannon Sharp, he's like a broken clock. He's at least right twice a day. He said something very profound. He said, if they want you in, they'll make every excuse.
They'll make every excuse to get you in.
If they don't want you in, they will make every excuse to keep you out.
No, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's where that Shannon Sharp line falls apart. It's not they'll make up every reason. They don't have to make up a reason.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to make up a reason. They won't make up a reason why. They'll just keep you out. If they don't, if they want you in, they'll make up every excuse in the book to get you in. If they don't want you in, they just won't put you in.
They just won't put you in.
Damien has a question. If Brady is part of the media now, that makes me wonder if Brady had anything to do with it because remember Brady and Bill have beef with each other.
No.
I don't think it would go that far. I don't think it would go that far.
He didn't have anything to do with it. No.
I wouldn't say it go that
far. If Brady and Belichick had beef, Belichick wouldn't have shown up to the roast of Tom Brady.
True. which tells me that
I
beef
mean,
got started a little while
they
ago.
can still have beef, but I don't think Brady would go so far
As to
as to
voting,
try and sabotage Belichick's ability to go into the Hall, though.
right?
I don't know if it would go that far.
And I don't think. I mean, imagine being in that room. Imagine being somebody. Hey, I have a vote for the Hall of Fame, and Tom Brady comes in and says,
No.
"Hey, don't vote Bill Belichick." And I'm gonna go, no, because my name is on it. My name.
Bill is attached to it.
My name is on the end of it. You didn't think Bill Belichick was, and everybody can sit there and say, because it's anonymous voting, because everybody, I voted for him. I voted. And there's not one person out there who can say, who can stand up and say, yeah, I voted to keep Bill Belichick out because Bill Belichick's not a Hall of Famer. There's not a single person that would say that publicly. And if they did, their career would be over. No one would listen to them ever again.
The dogs just handed me some more notes. They actually released who the actual Pro Football Hall of Fame voting panel was.
Oh.
Okay.
No, we know who the panel is, but we don't know how they voted. They can say whatever they want.
No, but some of these names, Daryl Ledbetter, Lisa Salters, Ross Kittover, Dan Fouts, Tony Dungy. There's some pretty heavy hitters up here. Tony Dungy, yes, from NBC Sports.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now,
Paul Gutierrez from Raiders.com.
So if you got that list, every single person should be calling everybody on that list and saying, "Did you vote? Did you vote for Bill Belichick?" And just checking box. Yep. Oh, they said yes. They said yes. They said yes. They said yes. Oh, well, because I guarantee you, not one of them is going to pop up and say, not one of them is going to pop up with anything and say, "Yeah, we kept him out."
Right.
They're not going to give
a reason. List, and it seems to be at least one media member from every town that has a team.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it looks like 10 or 12 roughly at large bids. So, yeah. It's pretty rough.
Every single person on that list, every single person that said no, and anyone who said no, their credibility
is shot.
Is over. I'm no longer going to listen to anything you say about it. Because my thing is, you haven't watched football over the last 20 years.
Agreed. And on that note, Father O'Shaughnessy.
Trust me, somebody's.
That note, Father O'Shaughnessy, take us out of here.
Yes, in the ever holy name of the Tom Brady, the Roger Clemens, and the Bobby Orr, amen. Bill Belichick, you deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, and everyone else just screwed you. Now get us out of here and bring in Ryan McCoffey in the next segment.
Ryan McCoffey's next. It's halftime. It's the Snowman in the Morning.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner.
Go.
Excellent. Yeah, I saw you guys out there.
Owen, let's talk for a second.
Hi, Ellen. Come on in.
When you came into my life, it was a whirlwind.
I just can't do it.
It'll come to you.
It won't.
We had a lot to learn about each other. A lot. Hey, looks good. Things were changing so quickly. We didn't know what the future would hold. Any of us. I just wish you felt more at home now. But we knew you would always be a part of it. Adopting you was the best decision in our life. And I am so proud to call you my son.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy and now begins a future one of matrimony, or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Cause we take this job so serious.
And Father O'Shaughnessy need to go to hell. That's what he needs.
What did Father O'Shaughnessy do?
I quit. We're done here. I'm done. We're out of here.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Before the interview with McCarthy, we owe you an ID. This is Snowman in the Morning.
You're listening to WQVZ, 1700 AM Mission Radio.
You like that? You like that?
Chapel Bill now.
And before we go any further, this portion of Snowman in the Morning is presented by Climb for Chris. Visit climbforchris.com and learn how you can help him battle back from brain cancer. Visit climbforchris.com and let's help him as he continues to help us. That one's particularly hard for me because he's a very dear friend. Now, with Winnie in tow, here's an interview we did on Monday. Didn't get a chance to play it, but here it is now. Wear a shirt and tie today. I had planned to wear a shirt and tie today, but dadgummit, it's cold. So the sports that we're going to talk about, and I say we because someone's back. So it's time for some coffee. This coffee with McCarthy is sponsored by Steph Curry Cognac. One, and it's lights out. Yes, I broke out the Steph Curry Cognac opening version of this. Ryan McCoffey joining us.
You need it because it's cold. You gotta warm up, man.
Very cold. Of course, it's Coffee with McCarthy, brought to you by Invader Coffee, fuel for the fearless. We had a talk during the break, and I asked him, what do you want or not want to talk about? And what we are not going to talk about will not be mentioned because we don't want steam through the ears. And Ryan's got something for me. What do you got for me?
No, I just noting who we're going to talk about, yes. But I would be very. It would go viral. Let's just put it that way. And I'm already.
I know the feeling. I know the feeling. So we're going to go off the beaten path here. And we're going to start with a little baseball. Yes, we do talk baseball on this program.
Hold up. A black man talking baseball?
I'm getting ready for it. You're darn tootin'. I love baseball. But what I think he was looking for, if you will present it again, please.
Oh, yes. Wait, hold on a second. A black man talking baseball?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I do talk baseball here. I was once upon a time advised not to, but I don't listen. Yeah, who keeps moving stuff? I don't know. The rich keep getting richer in Los Angeles. They just won their second consecutive World Series. Clayton Kershaw rides off into the sunset. So what do? They fortify their bullpen with Edwin Diaz. I know.
Timmy trumpets, ladies and gentlemen.
Why does it keep? Well, first of all, I had someone ask me, and I want your thoughts on this. They said, "Is this good for baseball?" Yes, because to be the champs, you got to beat the champs.
Yeah, you scared money don't make money in Major League Baseball, Snowman. Never has, never will.
Nope. Just ask my Chicago White Sox, for the love of God. Oh, jeez.
Hey, look, I mean, they got Munetaka is not a bad baseball player, man.
No, not at all.
That was shocking when I saw that he signed with the White Sox. I'm going, why? Then I realized the contract's two years, $34 million.
Mm-hmm.
And you can walk away after 2 years and go somewhere else, unless they start winning in Chicago, and we'll see what happens.
It's very, even given the fact that Luis Robert is now gone. He's a Met.
About the Mets.
Deep said it last week when I mentioned the trade. He's in the perfect place because Luis Robert can't stay healthy. When he is healthy, and he hasn't been fully healthy since 2021. And what happened that year? The White Sox won the division. He has not been fully healthy since then.
Nope.
And he has not put up the numbers. And a lot of my friends on the South Side are shocked by that trade. I am not. If you can't stay healthy, you can't help your team. And with this young core that they have now, Kyle Teal, a catcher, Colson Montgomery, the shortstop, who's going to lead the team in home runs, I bet you. This is the right move.
I think it'll be Munetaka who's going to lead the team in home runs. That kid could swing in the Japanese league.
I saw his highlights, and I was so impressed, and I was so happy that my team got him. But Luis Robert is a cautionary tale.
Yes.
You may have all the talent in the world, and I thank my friend Connor Klingman, I beg your pardon, who voiced the AA team for the White Sox for 3 years. He told me, he was the first to tell me about Luis Robert, and I locked on to the kid. But then a trend started showing up, and you've seen this in all sports, as have I. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you can't stay healthy, you're not helping your team.
There was an expression. I don't know if you remember Last Chance You. Remember that show from Netflix?
Yes.
It was either the first or second season, one of the 2 seasons with East Mississippi State or East Mississippi Community College.
Yep.
There was an expression. I remember it. I'm sure you remember it. You can't make the club in the tub.
Yep. Can't make the club in the tub. And Luis Robert has hung on for dear life being in the tub. He missed most of 22 and 23. 24 and 25, he only played half a season. Somehow he was still an all-star. But he had to go. They had to make the move because he was due a heck of a raise. He was due for a heck of a raise. But weighing that against the games that he missed, I'm not surprised at this move, nor am I angry at this move. You got to get some bodies in to play ball.
No, the juice, that money that Luis Robert could have made went to your newest hitter, your newest corner baseman, and I think it's gonna have a really good season in Chicago.
I believe so. Speaking of really good seasons, where does it go? And speaking of the Mets, since we're right there already, where does it go for the Mets from here? with Luis Robert, with Bo Bichette. And the other thing, the Mets signed Bo Bichette, who was another cautionary tale in my opinion. Can't stay healthy. He had one good World Series swing. One. And that came in Game 7.
And he's playing he's gonna be playing third base for the Mets too. They're not moving Lindor. He's playing third. Bichette's playing third. I gotta say this. The Mets are sure doing a lot to finish third in the AL and the NL East this year.
That they are.
They never. I mean, yes, you could say Freddie Peralta. Oh, we trade for Freddie Peralta. Okay, who's inconsistent he was the Brewers' top ace there for a bit, but he's inconsistent too. What do you think it's going to do in New York? I can hear Mets fans right now saying, you're just saying that because you're anti-Mets, you're pro-Yankees. I'm like, I'm not pro-Yankees. I'm just seeing what I see. This is the Mets, okay? Yep. Doesn't matter who your owner is. Doesn't matter who your GM is. Doesn't matter who your manager is. This is the Mets. They're known for this. Now they're trying to be what the Yankees were in the 1980s and early 1990s, signing all these players, trading for all these players, trying to bulk up their team. How's it going to translate with chemistry? You're also missing. You let Pete Alonso walk. Let him walk all the way down 95 to Baltimore. What does that say about the way your team is structured? Like what's going to do for chemistry?
What does that say about how your team? What's it say about how your team is run? When you signed Alonso to a 1-year extension, you got the great production from him, and you don't approach him with a big deal either.
It was a 2-year extension with an opt-out after the first year, and he opted out wisely.
Okay. Thank you.
Wisely,
very wisely, because the Mets are not going anywhere.
No, and he goes to Baltimore, and in Baltimore, like I predicted them to be in the World Series last year. I'm so sorry, City of Baltimore. We also predicted your Ravens to go to the Super Bowl. I'm so sorry.
You jinxed them.
I didn't mean to. It wasn't my fault. We just made a pick. We thought Baltimore was headed. We thought the Orioles were heading the right direction. Their pitching fell off a cliff. And I don't know what happened with their hitting. They did great in 2024, 2025. It just seems like they fell off a map.
In 25, they became the Orioles of 89.
Yeah, they were punchless, which is why they added Alonso. I think it's a great move. Great move because you have somebody at the first base position. You can also put him at DH. And he's now your power hitter.
Speaking
the polar
of
bear
DH,
is now colored orange.
Yes, the polar bear is now colored orange. And since the polar bear is now orange, I've got to ask the Mets a question, and it's pretty simple.
What in the all types of blue hell
were you thinking? Great answer.
It's like Yankees letting Aaron Judge walk.
If that ever happens, there will not be a city in New York after that.
That almost happened.
I know.
But it didn't.
It was an imminent deal. And the crazy part is, anybody who remembers that fiasco turned gold. It was an imminent deal with San Francisco on 2 occasions. They announced a deal with the Giants.
You remember the John Heyman tweet? Arson Judge.
Yep.
Arson Judge.
Yes, I do.
Has a deal with the Giants. I'm paraphrasing, but I remember the Arson Judge.
I know.
I have it saved in my files. It's like it's a forever. It's a forever. Evergreen tweet.
It is. We talked about the rich getting richer with the Dodgers. The Orioles grabbing Pete Alonso. Alonso's gone from the Mets. Diaz is gone from the Mets. And you mentioned a moment ago that you can use Pete Alonso as your DH. Given that statement, Philadelphia resigns their forever DH in Kyle Schwarber, and they didn't fix the one problem that made them fall off last year. Pitching.
Yep.
There is no pitching in Philadelphia right now.
And they kept Real Muto too. But it's not gonna. But it doesn't matter. They're gonna finish first in the NL East anyway.
Yep, they're gonna win that by default.
Yeah.
But you can only win so many division titles before you need to produce a World Series title. Atlanta Braves, anybody in the 90s?
Remember those days? Oof.
Yeah. Now Philadelphia had their title, 2008. They've won a ton of division titles, but they are not winning the big prize. They're trying to be.
They can't get past the Dodgers.
Nope.
Why?
They can't get past the Dodgers. They figured out a way in 22 to get past the Braves. They get all the way to the World Series, and then Yordan Alvarez shows up. So what's it for? Is this the ceiling for Philadelphia?
This just might be the ceiling. They need again. Like you mentioned, they need pitching. They need pitching, and they need it badly, especially in the bullpen. Because the bullpen was the one that blew it.
The bullpen is scarce in Philadelphia. Very, very scarce. And the fellow who was supposed to be their ace is not acting like it. I'm talking, of course, about Aaron Nola. And the fellow they needed to depend on being their ace wasn't used as such. His name is Ranger Suarez. Something wrong with this picture? Or is it just me?
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Any team in baseball, you need pitching first and foremost. How do you think the Dodgers won the last 2 titles? Yamamoto shut down a powerful Blue Jay offense when they led 3-0. And the Blue Jays mistake. Yep. And the Blue Jays mistake, they turned Trey Savage loose too early in that game. You're supposed to save him for the 8th inning, and you let your closer close out the 9th inning.
Nope. Instead, you got shut down in Game 6 by Yoshi Yamamoto. And then you get shut down the next. Then he comes out of the bullpen the next night in Game 7 and gets a 3-inning save.
3-inning save. He winds up being the closer
and was the MVP of the World Series, deservingly so.
Rightfully, deservedly so. He pulled a Madison Bumgarner in 2014 with the Giants. He was asked to pitch one game. Next game, he throws 6 shutout innings, and the Giants win.
Yeah, did a Kurt Schilling in 2001.
Yeah, he did.
Which hurts my soul to say.
Speaking of your Yankees, where do they go from here?
3rd place. 3rd place in the East. I'm going to say it right now. 3rd, because they had numerous opportunities in the offseason to bring in some talent. They were flirting with Bo Bichette. They were flirting with Munetaka. They were flirting with Imai, that Japanese pitcher who has an outstanding curveball. Has that slider curve that was like filthy. You
just took the word out of my head. That he has a slider, a curveball, and a knuckle curve that is filthy.
He signs with the Astros. Oh, drives me nuts. Don't get that smile off your face.
Whatever do you mean, sir?
But here's my point. Instead of upgrading your talent, upgrading your starting talent, because we know that Garrett Cole's not going to be back until at least July. Instead of upgrading your bullpen,
if he's back at all,
you don't upgrade your bullpen because Luke Weaver went and signed with the Mets of all teams.
Figure that puzzle out.
You don't help your infield, which was the worst in baseball because of Anthony Volpe. You don't sign Bo Bichette and put Volpe at second. No, instead of you're playing footsie with Scott Boras over Cody Bellinger for 4 months,
and God only knows why.
I don't know why either. They should have signed him to an extension at some point during the season. He wanted to be a Yankee so bad.
That needed to be done 1 month in. That extension to Bellinger needed to be done 1 month in because he made it very clear that he wants to stay in New York. That extension needed to be done 1 month into the season so you can take that pressure off you and your team and not have to get to this point where you flirt with Bo Bichette, don't get him. You make Anthony Volpe, don't ask me why, and I think Michael K will say the same question. Why'd you make him a priority? Why'd you make Volpe a priority?
I think once George Lombard Jr. who is their biggest prospect right now, he's going to replace Volpe. But I think what they're doing with him is what they should have done with Volpe. Volpe should be playing. Volpe's rookie year should have been last year or should have been this year. They brought him up too soon because they thought, oh, he's going to be the next great Yankee because he was born in New York, he was born in New Jersey, grew up watching the Yankees. We drafted him in such position. We developed him. They brought him in too soon, and he had a great season. He had a Gold Glove season in 2024, and then his defense just went to hell the next season. I think he led the league in errors. I think he led the entire major league in errors by a shortstop last season alone.
His defense went to hell, and it ain't coming back unless they get a great coaching staff upgrade, which they're not.
No. And I was praying that they would bring back Don Mattingly. They would bring in Don Mattingly as a hitting coach. Goes to Philadelphia, of course.
Of course. So a left-handed leadoff hitter who's a slugger gets a left-handed slugging genius in Don Mattingly.
Yep. Great job, Hal Steinbrenner. Great job. He's so afraid. He's so afraid.
Yep.
It just seems like he's not his dad. I'll say this to Yankees fans. Hal's not his dad. His George was, God bless his soul, George Steinbrenner was focused on bringing a winning team to New York. That's what he did for however many years he owned the team from the mid-'70s all the way until his death in 2009. They play in the house that literally George built.
Yes.
Yet his son is too focused on the bottom line, too focused on keeping the payroll as it is. And meanwhile, they haven't won a World Series since 2009.
Sounds like a few teams I know across all sports. Too focused on the bottom line. And yes, Victor, I'm looking at you. Too focused on the bottom line and not bringing in the correct players to fix said bottom line or do what you're supposed to do, which is win championships.
Yeah. Or keep your GM who made the teams in the 1990s there for too long. Cashman's there. Cashman's been there for way too long.
Yeah,
and it's time, and they're afraid to cut ties because he's got a contract. That's why they didn't let Aaron Boone go last season, even though he should have been let go after they got swept by the Marlins in Miami in July. They did nothing because they'll just let his contract run out and they'll bring in the next manager. They'll do the same thing with Cashman will be there forever because of what he did in the 90s. And I don't think you'll ever see him resign or retire as long as Hal Steinbrenner is the principal owner of the Yankees.
Aaron Boone should have been a dead duck after 2024. But you know why he wasn't a dead duck after 2024? Because from July on, he carried that team from the brink of the middle of the pack to the World Series.
Yeah, they got lucky because the Tigers beat the Astros in the wild card. All I had to do is beat the Tigers, then beat the Guardians, Indians, whatever you want to call them. I know you still call them Indians. I know.
Indians. I know correctly they're called the Guardians, and a lot of people are going to still pick at me. You have to call them the Guardians. No, I call them the Cleveland Indians, just for the heck of it.
Whatever you call them. They got past them in 5 games, and they met and faced the Dodgers, and they could have taken the series. This could have been a 7-game series if Nestor Cortez doesn't throw a hanging curveball in Freddie Freeman's direction.
Freddie Freeman doesn't obliterate it into the parking lot where Kirk Gibson put his in 1988.
Yep. And if Garrett Cole actually plays defense in Game 5.
Oh, gosh.
And Aaron Judge doesn't drop the ball in Game 5.
In Game 5, yeah. That was one series I partially was looking forward to, but wasn't, because I know how the Dodgers were and how lucky Yankees were to back into that World Series, into that American League pennant. And they were trying so hard to trying so hard to win it for John Sterling, who came out of retirement to call that playoff run. He walked away. I'm not going to say he never walked away. He just felt it was time in July. July 24, he said, okay, I think I've reached my limit. Then this miracle happens. He comes out of retirement, and then the World Series happens, and he says, okay, now I can walk away. Now I can walk away. I've gotten my World Series run. I've gotten that itch out of me watching this team. I'm good now. And the fellow who's the radio voice for them now, very dear friend of ours, Dave Sims.
Dave Sims.
Fabulous job. did a fabulous job his first season. I get a chance to talk to him often and encourage him. Now there's one team someone requested I talk about. I don't want to, but I'm going to, and that is my hated rival, the Chicago Cubs. So I'm doing this.
I got nothing to say because I've no skin in the game.
I no longer have skin in the game when it comes to the Cubs, except for the fact that I was born and raised in Chicago. But dear Chicago Cubs, you messed up when you let go of Kyle Tucker.
Yep. And you had money to spend too.
Exactly. You were under the line when it came to money. You were fine. And you let Kyle Tucker walk.
By the way, speaking of Chicago, congratulations to Derek Rose on your number retirement.
That young man was one of my favorites to watch from high school through college and through the pros, because I had a chance to watch Derek Rose at Simeon Academy in Chicago for 3 years. And he every bit of, they have a tradition at Simeon where, of course, anybody who knows the story from 1984, Ben Wilson was murdered and he wore number 25. Mm-hmm. So the best player on the team gets to wear number 25. Nick Anderson wore it. Derek Rose wore it. I saw Derek Rose for 3 years, and he was every bit worthy of wearing number 25. Every bit worthy. Then he played a year at Memphis, got to the national championship game, and then Memphis screwed him over by turning the ball over.
And not making a free throw.
And not making a free throw for the last 2 minutes of regulation and all through overtime. They were 0 for 7 in overtime. And you let Kansas come back and beat you. See, Derrick Rose should have at least a national championship.
Yeah.
He should have at least that, and that should have been in regulation. That game was in San Antonio.
Yep.
Then you get to my conspiracy theory of 2011, and I'm not even going to mention who the heck is in. I'm not going to mention who the heck was involved because it's not Wednesday.
Hold up. A conspiracy in the NBA? Mr. Snow, what are you implying? By the way, my favorite sports conspiracies all come from the NBA. Oh,
mine too.
The 85 draft,
the
2003 Western Conference Finals.
We saw the 85 draft live and smoking during halftime of a playoff game. And he tossed the envelopes in very gently into that big plastic drum, and then he dropped sidearm and threw the Knicks envelopes in there. Really? And you want to say that's not a conspiracy? Really?
Oh, NBA conspiracies.
And then a conspiracy that will eat at me is 2011. After game 1, when Derrick Rose and the Bulls put a foot in Miami's rear end, won by 21, they were up by 7 at the end of the first quarter in game 2, getting ready to run away again, and then the whistles come out. For 4 straight games, all the whistles came out. Every time the Bulls had a lead, there's a series of whistles.
Mm-hmm.
2002 Western Conference Finals, Kings and Lakers, which should have been a 5-game conquest for Sacramento.
Yep. Those are one of my favorite teams from the 2000s too. That Sacramento Kings team, Vlade Divac, Jason Williams, Chris Webber, Mike Bibby, fantastic, fun team to watch.
Doug Christie,
such a fun team to watch, and of course, gotta let the Lakers win because of why not.
And David Stern opened his mouth and said it. He said it before the Western Conference Finals when he was asked, who would you want to be in the NBA Finals this year? David Stern said, quote, if I had it my way, it would be Lakers versus Lakers. Close quote. Didn't get that because the Nets got involved with Jason Kidd and company
Back New Jersey Nets. Come on.
New Jersey Nets. Yes.
New Jersey Nets, not Brooklyn. Ugh.
Look, I say Brooklyn mess all the time because I can never say it the other way, ever.
They are a mess.
You know, it's the New Jersey Nets. As long as they're in Brooklyn, to me, they're a Brooklyn mess. End of story. I will never say it. I will never say that correctly. And don't get me wrong, Oklahoma City. You want a conspiracy? There you go.
Prudential Center.
You want
Prudential Center, by the way, in Newark is a beautiful arena. Why did you bother moving to that garbage arena, the Barclays Center?
The Prudential Center had a great agreement in front of them. They had a fabulous agreement in front of them. All the Nets had to do, make one split. Just one. That's all they had to do, is make one split, work out the schedule with the concessions, which they already did at Brendan Byrne Arena with the Devils anyway. All you had to concede was one thing. Nope. They let them walk to Brooklyn, and Brooklyn hasn't done a doggone thing. In fact, Victor, you're going to hit me for this. Victor's favorite man, Stephen A. Smith, said once upon a time, they're not trying to come here to fit in. They're coming to take over. No, they're not.
The Knicks are king of the city.
The Knicks will always be the king of New York.
Mm-hmm.
The Knicks will always be the king of New York. Good record, bad record, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
The Knicks are the kings of New York, and will forever be. Brooklyn's never going to be a part of New York. They've manufactured all that. Since the Nets have been in Brooklyn, they manufactured all of that. I don't want to even see them. You know, we call those
the shadow realms. Yeah, and they skinwalk the throwbacks using the New Jersey Nets uniforms from the early 1990s. My favorite uniforms from that era. But Drazen Petrovic, God rest his soul.
Derek Coleman,
Sherman Douglas, Chris Morris.
I mean, they skinned that. They used the old 80s jerseys with the stars on the side. Buck Williams, Michael Ray Richardson, the team that surprised the Milwaukee Bucks in a game in 1984, and they nearly tore the joint down.
Come back to New Jersey, Nets. Come on,
please. Look. The Devils was, hey, you coming back to New Jersey? We got you. And they had him. But no, Jay-Z convinced, and this is my conspiracy theory about the Brooklyn mess. Jay-Z convinced the NBA, hey, let me have control of the Nets, and I'll get them competitive. Yeah. Who walked away 2 years into the deal?
Mm-hmm.
I rest my case. And they got blown to smithereens. In the playoffs in 2015, they got blown to smithereens by, of all teams, the Atlanta Hawks.
Oof.
Who themselves haven't done a doggone thing after upsetting Philadelphia in a second round series, which to me was the death of the Philadelphia 76ers. While we're talking hoops, the death of the Philadelphia 76ers was 2021. All they had to do was knock off the Atlanta Hawks, who were a 7th seed at the time. And that's that. They were the number 1 seed, and they got slapped in the mouth by Atlanta. Every sport has a walking conspiracy. Every league has a walking conspiracy. We just postmarked 3 of them with the NBA of a long line. And the first one that started it for me was the 85 draft. Oh, and where'd the 85 draft take place during the time? In New York. In New York. All right. Dr. K's telling me we're up against the break, and she's having fun listening to this conversation. We didn't
even talk hockey. That's okay though.
Next time we're back, it's all hockey, especially with the Olympic break coming up.
Yep. And who would have thought the Detroit Red Wings would be the #1 team in the Eastern Conference and the Buffalo Sabres in a playoff spot? What world are we living in, Snowman? What world are we living in?
A foot of snow and cold. How's that?
Telling me.
The Detroit Red Wings, who I wrote off. I wrote them off.
They've been hot since December. John Gibson's been playing. He has been playing his arse off, and then go. I think he's going to trophy this year.
It looks that way.
Go to Vegas. Vegas finds a way.
Vegas to me. Vegas to me reminds me of the Dodgers.
The Dodgers. They're the but here's the thing: the NHL, they're a salary cap league, but the cap keeps getting bigger, and they can add more pieces. So, and Brad McCrimmon,
they're getting bigger television deals.
Yep. And our mutual friend Rod Pearson always says Brad McCrimmon
finds a way to get his man. Gets his man.
Because his owners, Bill Foley, wants the winning team.
And I remember Rod saying that so many times over this past week when he talked about Panarin. Panarin's going to Vegas.
Oh yeah.
So what does that mean? What does that mean for Vegas?
I gotta get past Colorado. Whoever goes to the Stanley Cup in the Western Conference is going to have to go through Colorado, who's been a wagon since October, since the puck dropped in October.
Colorado,
they still haven't reached 10 regulation losses yet.
Nope.
They're sitting at 6 and they have 9 overtime losses.
My preseason pick to win the Stanley Cup was the Colorado Avalanche. Who would face them in the Campbell Conference Finals? I picked the Vegas Golden Knights.
Could be correct.
I picked Vegas and Colorado for the Campbell Conference Trophy, which of course prompted the question from everybody: who's going to battle for the Wales Conference Trophy? I don't care, because the Stanley Cup is not going to matter. It's not going to matter because Stanley Cup's going through Colorado.
Stanley Cup's going through the Western Conference. Whoever wins the Western Conference, you have to go through the
Stanley Cup.
It doesn't matter who's going to win the East. Although I could see Tampa Bay, Detroit. Detroit is. I would say Tampa Bay's mine, but one team you got to look for: Montreal Canadiens. They're a year ahead of schedule, but they're so much fun to watch. They're so much fun to watch.
Then there's the one caveat I always say with competitions like this: to be the champs, you have to unseat the champs. And as long as the Florida Panthers are skating, they can find their way into the postseason. They will raise hell.
And Matthew Tkachuk just came back this week.
Oh, they're going to raise hell.
Yep. Watch out.
Matthew Tkachuk and the Florida Panthers, unlike the Boston Bruins. Sorry, Shane.
Don't be sorry.
Well, I'm not. I kid. Those of you who watch the show know we kid around with Shane all the time about the Boston Bruins. We kid around with each other all the time. And the one I get him with the most, and he doesn't like this statement, but he laughs every time. Had a good goalie to Tuukka Rask.
No. And they signed Jeremy Swim to that ridiculous contract.
Yes, thank you. That ridiculous contract. Why are you doing that?
Don't know.
See, even Winnie's barking at that idea. But as long as Florida skates, if they skate their way into the playoffs, they're going to raise hell.
Yep.
They're going to raise hell.
They did it in 2023. They did it in 2024, and they did it last year.
Can we get another Colorado, Florida Stanley Cup final?
Ooh, 30 years after the fact.
Because the first time they went 6 games, the second time they played, which was 22, I think, 22 or 23. It wasn't 23. 23, Vegas won it all.
Vegas won in 22 or 23. Yeah, they went 5 games.
Vegas won in 23 and 5 games.
Yep.
Colorado, Florida, and another.
Colorado, Tampa Bay.
Colorado, Tampa Bay. Okay,
that was 22. That was 16.
22. That was 22.
Colorado and Florida met in the 1996 Stanley Cup final, and Colorado
wiped the ice with them. But given the climate now, could these two find the way to each other in the Stanley Cup final again?
Florida's got to get in first.
They got to get in.
They're 5 points behind. They're 5 points out of a playoff spot right now.
And it's January and not April.
Yep.
Then there's the case of the Buffalo Sabres.
Oh, my God.
The Buffalo Sabres, who had some of the ugliest uniforms in NHL history, are sitting in a playoff spot right now. What's got into them?
I don't know what to tell you. You got to ask somebody who's from Buffalo. I mean, they had that winning streak back in December, which propelled them, and they're currently on a 3-game heater right now. So they're playing good hockey. That's all I can tell you. I think this Olympic break, though, it's going to mess up a lot of teams because right now the NHL front loaded the schedule before the Olympic break. These teams are playing at right now. A lot of these teams are sitting at 53, 50, 52 games. Colorado's only played 49, but by the break, everybody will be playing at least 53 to 55 games. Front load that schedule, then you have that break for almost 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
And then you start up again, and it's a run to the playoffs. So I think this Olympic break is going to mess up a lot of teams in the playoff spot right now.
And after that 3-week break, it's a sprint. It's a straight-on sprint to the playoffs.
Yep.
Will Buffalo maintain their momentum? Will anybody have the nerve to knock off Colorado? Will anybody have the nerve? Because Panarin makes them stronger. They were strong already. Panarin makes them stronger. I saw him play in Chicago. Panarin makes the Vegas Golden Knights stronger.
Yep. And I think the Rangers are going to wind up firing Chris Drury after this season.
Yeah. If he doesn't make the playoffs, he's gone.
Oh, they're sitting at the bottom of the league right now. Well, near the bottom of the league. They're the bottom of the bottom of the Eastern Conference right now. Vancouver's the bottom of the league, but I think Chris Drury's days as a Rangers GM are over.
Bye.
Yeah.
Now we do have to go to a break. now Dr. K's laughing in my ear. So now we have to go to a break. But it's been wonderful to have you. I want to get you back on a weekly basis, man. This is fun.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Yeah.
We'll work it out. We will indeed work it out throughout everything. You'll see. I'll go ahead and tease it. You'll see Coffee with McCarthy in his usual spot every Monday. Thanks a lot, pal. I appreciate you. I love you. And let's do this again next week.
Absolutely.
This coffee with McCarthy is sponsored by Steph Curry Cognac. One, and it's lights out. What do you know? We made it the full 120 minutes.
Yes,
even with all the technical difficulties going on. My thanks to Ryan McCarthy for coming on. I appreciate it. My thanks to the dog, even though he had technical problems. He was here. Dietz was here. The queen appeared for a moment and she thought, what the hell is going on here? I
didn't know she was here.
We let her know what's going on. Let me send some prayers to our good friend Napoleon Johnamite, who is going through a lot right now, and he can use your encouragement, folks. Also to my buddy Chris Hilliard and his family, they definitely can use your encouragement, and they can also use your support. So to support Climb for Chris, where we will be on March 1st, do me a favor and go to climbforchris.com. Our time is up.
We got your back more than the Raiders has Geno Smith, so don't worry about it.
Okay. One final joke at Damien, who was teasing us the entire time.
Yes, he was.
Napoleon, we got your back more than the Bears have Caleb Williams' back.
That's true.
We got your back more than the Eagles have Jalen Hurts' back.
Oh.
And I better get out of here before we go down a rabbit hole. We'll do
Yep.
those set of jokes tomorrow. Have a
All right.
great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they are simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope y'all are too. Sunbelt Wednesday premieres tonight. So long, everybody. Fans, we have your back more than the Atlanta Falcons have their fans back. Goodbye.
Especially with Kirk